In Kubernetes multi-tenancy, not all workloads are the same. Some are fine with sharing the nodes, others are fine with dedicated compute, and some require complex isolation for compliance, security, and performance. In this video, we'll be exploring the brand new vCluster feature called private nodes. For Kubernetes multi-tenancy, there are different needs for different types of workloads. And what you see here is the Kubernetes multi-tenancy spectrum. By default, yes, vCluster is the solution that gives you the Kubernetes multi-tenancy by default. What that means is you can run Kubernetes clusters on top of a single Kubernetes cluster, reducing the complexity, reducing the number of Kubernetes cluster, and also using the shared platform stack. So the default model in which vCluster runs is the shared clusters. That means you have a host Kubernetes cluster. On top of that, you create virtual Kubernetes cluster and you create workloads in that virtual cluster, which in the end are run on the host cluster. And the component that works through the whole process is the syncer. So syncer syncs between the host cluster and the virtual cluster. This concept is the shared cluster concept. Then comes the dedicated nodes where you can specify which particular node you need to run your particular workload. For example, you can have a CPU node and a GPU node on the host cluster, and for your virtual cluster, you want this particular workload to go to the GPU cluster. Now comes a very interesting use case where teams want dedicated cluster. Now, this might be due to security reasons, due to certain compliances in nature, or you are building your own kind of managed Kubernetes service kind of thing. So you might need private nodes. Private nodes means dedicated, which are outside of the host cluster. In this video, we'll be exploring all about private nodes. So with vCluster 0.27, there is a new feature called private nodes. What that means is that you still have a host Kubernetes cluster and you create a virtual cluster. Now, in this particular virtual cluster, obviously, you will enable the private node feature. As soon as you enable that, when the virtual cluster control plane stateful set comes up on the host cluster, it is different from the regular virtual cluster. The key thing is the syncer is disabled. So this cluster acts independently, that this virtual cluster takes the whole control of scheduling, of its own control plane, data plane, all that stuff. So the two things over here is the control plane and the data plane. So the control plane lives inside your host cluster. That is the vCluster control plane. And now the interesting part is you can have dedicated machines that can be attached to this particular control plane. So think of it as you went to any managed Kubernetes service provider, you created a control plane. That control plane, obviously, you cannot attach or deploy workloads onto the control plane. So that control plane runs isolated. So this is your isolated control plane. Then you create a node pool and that gets attached to this particular control plane. In this particular scenario also, what happens is you create VMs or bare metal instances. So you create those virtual machines on any infrastructure provider that is just reachable to the control plane endpoint. And then automatically just using the default kubeadm join with a lot of script automation, that vCluster control plane is able to join the nodes that are sitting outside of the host cluster. So now even if your host cluster dies, your workloads will still be running because they are running on a separate infrastructure, or those are the separate machines which are there. Those are the separate virtual machines or bare metal instances that are running. So you can have the hosted control plane, so vCluster hosted control plane inside your host cluster, and then you will be able to have dedicated separate nodes that you can join to the cluster. Obviously, a lot of benefits. You can have your different CNI, CRI, CSI. You can have its own life cycle. Every vCluster having with the dedicated nodes outside of the cluster will have its own life cycle because it is not dependent on the host cluster and it is not overloading the host cluster. You have syncer which is disabled. So whatever runs as part of the stateful set vCluster control plane, it manages everything. So the scheduler is the vCluster control plane. Inside that, the etcd is there, or the SQLite. The data store is also there, and all the decisions are made using the vCluster control plane, which is isolated, running on a separate host cluster. So think of it as a scenario that, let's say you are creating a internal developer platform for your team. So you want to provide them a managed Kubernetes experience. So what you can do is, for every team, you can have the control plane living inside one host cluster, and then have dedicated machines for every tenant that are attached to one particular virtual cluster control plane, and then give those kubeconfig files out to the teams. So this is the concept of hosted control planes and private nodes. The upgrades are independent. Everything becomes independent. So let's try to see this in action to see how it really works. So the prerequisites are, you need vCluster version 0.27, because this is the feature that is supported. And this is the enterprise feature, so you need to be logged into the vCluster platform. For that, you can use vcluster.cloud, or you can have any platform instance. You just need to log into that. So I already have done that. And the second thing is, you need a vcluster.yaml file. In that YAML file, you need to specify the private nodes to be enabled true, the control plane distribution image. Like, let's say I need a tag. I'm using the distribution with the image v1.33. Service type load balancer, I want to expose it as load balancer. Networking, giving the pod CIDR range and the service CIDR range. So this is something that is the virtual cluster vcluster.yaml specification file. Now I already have a Kubernetes cluster, so kubectl get nodes. This can be any Kubernetes cluster. So kubectl get nodes is already there. What we'll do is, we'll do vCluster create my private cluster and provide the vcluster.yaml file. So as it starts the virtual cluster, it will do the same thing. It will run, create the namespace, execute the Helm command, and use the vcluster.yaml file that I have provided. It will do the check that whether I am authenticated to use the enterprise features, and then it will start creating that particular virtual cluster and wait until it comes up. So as you can see, the vCluster is up and running. And if I do kubectl get nodes, I won't get anything over here, because right now there is nothing attached. This is just the hosted control plane which is there. So what we need is, we need to run a command called vCluster token create, and this token will expire in 24 hours. So this gives a curl command. Now this is the command that I need to run on my instances. So what I have done is, I have created two Ubuntu instances. I'm already logged into that. So this is private node 2. This is just a bare bone Ubuntu instance. There is nothing over here, and these are fresh. So I'll just copy this command and press enter, and I'll copy this command and press enter. It contains that particular script. It detects that the operating system is Ubuntu. It is preparing the node for Kubernetes installation with the Kubernetes version v1.33, downloading the binaries, and then it is loading the bridge, BR net filter, all the net IPv4 forwarding, and all the regular stuff that you usually see when you bootstrap a Kubernetes cluster. And then it does everything. Installation is successful, pre-flight checks, and then you can see kubeadm init phase, and you see it has joined the cluster. Same for this. Now when we go back and when we do kubectl get nodes, we should ideally be seeing two nodes which are in ready status. How cool is that? I created a virtual cluster with private nodes enabled. Then I had two separate machines which is outside of my host cluster. So in my host cluster, I have a virtual cluster control plane, and outside of the host cluster is my two nodes that are attached to one particular isolated control plane. And kubectl run nginx hyphen image nginx kubectl expose pod nginx hyphen type node port hyphen port 80 works kubectl get pods kubectl get svc. It works. kubectl get pod get nodes -o wide. Let's pick an IP and 31002. 31002. There you go. Everything is working. Everything is working fine. So that's the concept of virtual nodes. Another interesting thing, if I have to update the virtual cluster, so I just need to give and replace the image tag, maybe 133.1, and then I can update that. And the command is simple, like vCluster create upgrade, and giving the cluster name and the namespace with the file. So it will automatically take care of upgrading it and also upgrading the nodes. So yes, I need to switch back to the host cluster context, and it is performing the upgrade command. So let's wait and see. Okay, the upgrade is complete. And now if we do kubectl get nodes, we'll be able to see that the nodes attached have also been updated to v133.1 as the Kubernetes version. So even the upgrades have become very easy and seamless using this particular feature. So as teams scale, the tenancy models evolved from share the cluster to give me my own cluster. Private nodes makes this journey seamless, and vCluster covering the entire multi-tenancy spectrum makes this seamless. So now you can have a cluster where you can have some virtual clusters with shared nodes, some virtual clusters with these private node feature, and depending on your use case, you can use using the same vCluster developer experience. Let me know in the comment section, what do you feel about this latest private node feature of vCluster, and if you are excited about it as well. Do join the Slack channel and let us know your feedback on the private nodes. I personally love that vCluster is covering the entire multi-tenancy spectrum. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.